Let's welcome Steve Pollard from the insurance side of the financial industry, dealing with groups or individuals' benefit plan, life insurance, and of course, much more. It's such a pleasure having you with us on this coffee chat. So, how are you on this beautiful day, Steve?
Oh, I'm doing great, Miriam. It's a beautiful day. The weather's perfect, not too hot, not too cold, and hopefully be able to get out later today and enjoy some of that.
I am totally with you.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous in here today as well. Beautiful sunshine. I'm looking around and I'm a little bit like, why am I here inside? I'd
yeah,
rather be outside, right?
absolutely, absolutely,
That's right.
absolutely.
That's right. Well, Steve, before we start talking about CY, I want our listeners to hear your story about your career change, which will really give them confidence. So that's not too late to make a move, which I really loved hearing that from you. So how
Yep,
did that
yep.
happen?
Well, about 2 years ago, I had been in the project management field for almost 20 years, and a relative of mine was in the insurance industry, and he said to me, you know, time for a change. You're getting stale where you are. It is never too late to make a change. So I said, okay, fine. And I had not been in school in many, many years. So it was kind of a scary thing having to go back and learn and take exams. I mean, it's like I say, it's been just a few years since I've done a written exam.
That.
But anyways, he gave me good confidence. He said he did it. He made a career change after 30 years of being in the policing field. So I figured if he could do it, I could do it. So that's when I decided to take a look at this industry, the financial industry, the insurance industry, and I came across SeeWhy Learning. So that's how we got started. So it's been about I left my other job almost 2 years ago now, and have been in this industry.
Wow, wow, great. Wow. I'm speechless. Let's put it that way. So is this the reason why you start using CY preparation tools and why CY was really your first choice?
Absolutely, because like I said, I haven't written an exam or done any schooling in quite a long time, so it was a bit of a scary spot to be in and apprehensive. So I started doing some research, and someone had mentioned to me about CY. So I went online, took a peek at it, and was blown away with the fact of how easy it was. The videos were a godsend for me. I mean, to sit down and read a textbook and then write an exam, man, I remember those days in school, and no, there's no way I could be doing that today. So, and I mean, the industry, I love it, but to sit down and study it, it could be a little dry. So, the videos were fantastic. They use layman's terms. They use silly examples, silly, even sometimes outrageous memory aids, which really stuck. So when I went through all that, I thought, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. So I signed up and started in with SeeWhy Learning. It was fantastic.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta sit down next to you and kind of learn a little bit of what you experienced because I absolutely enjoyed what you just shared with me. So I want
Oh,
to say
excellent.
thank you for that. No,
Oh,
thank
you're
you for
welcome.
that.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thanks.
So
Thank you to SeeWhy Learning.
that's right. Well, let's thank CY Learning together.
Done. There we go. There we go.
So Steve, as previously you discussed, you kind of emphasized how much the material was easy to understand and learn through the lens of CY. So what were you exactly referring to?
Well, there was obviously written material, and it's funny. I've been in the industry just under 2 years now, and every once in a while something will come up that I don't deal with on a daily basis. So I'll actually go back to my material and go, oh yeah, okay, that was it, and go through it, which is great. But the one thing that really jumped out at me is when I got into the program, I got stuck on a certain topic. So there's actually a spot on SeeWhy when you're online to ask a coach. So I thought, well, you know what? Well, I'll ask a question. And I'll be honest, I didn't really expect to get a real quick answer, and maybe not. I thought maybe they just picked, once this questioner from this person versus actually answering it. And it was answered within 24 hours. And Coach Andre was the one that answered it, and I was blown away. And he made it so simple. He went at it 3 or 4 different ways, explaining this topic, and it just clicked. Boom. So I thought, you know what? If they're going to reach out to me that quickly, wow.
Hmm.
So from there, I just kept going, and I asked a couple other questions, and I had some dealings on not only just online but on the phone. I dealt with Alice; she was great when I had a question. So the response, on top of how easy it is to understand the material, I shouldn't say easy, but it makes more sense. I'm a very visual person, so to be able to visualize what it's all about versus like I
Yeah.
sitting and reading a textbook, that's one of the ones where you're in bed reading the textbook and it falls on your face because you fall asleep. So,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
videos are huge. Yeah.
So getting this customer service experience already gave you that, that experience that, what, I'm going to continue moving forward with their tools. So what was this one thing that really stood out to you?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said customer service and the response time. I mean, that's something I strive with my clients. I reach out to my clients usually within the same day. And when you're out and about in the real world and you're looking at customer service today, it's a real hard sell. Many people have sat online for hours, whether it's something related to your house, whether it's related to your cell phone, whatever it's related to. You sit on hold, and it just takes a long time. So customer service is huge. You're paying good money to take these courses and learn. And when you have a problem, for me,
Hmm.
I'd like to see a resolution fairly quickly. And that's something, like I say, I really push with my clients. If you have a problem with whether it's, benefits or life insurance or whatever, come to me first. If I can't
Yeah.
solve it, then we'll find somebody that can. And I've had a lot of compliments that way. And with me, I throw it right back with SeeWhy. They're the exact same way. And it's hard to find nowadays. So when you have an issue, people nowadays are so used to just push a button and it happens, right? So if
Yeah.
you're making a
Yeah.
phone call or whatever, it's nice to be able to get that response in a timely fashion. So that's huge.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Absolutely. No, no, I appreciate you sharing that because I believe, not that I believe, but just thinking about how customer service is important nowadays, doesn't
It's
matter
everything.
where you
It's
go.
everything. It's
It's
everything.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it
In
is.
my
No,
opinion, it's everything. And like I say, I strive to do that with my clients today. And I know I get a lot of feedback from them like, wow, you called me. You answered me on a Sunday. You answered me on a Saturday. It's like, well, it takes 2 seconds. So, in this day and age, everybody's got a cell phone, clipped to their hip. So, or a laptop or a computer or whatever.
yeah,
So,
yeah, no, I'm with
absolutely.
you. I'm with you. So,
Well, my hat's
I
off to
really,
that. My hat's off to the customer service because, like I say, it's so important because, like I say, doing these exams and everything else is stressful enough,
oh yeah, oh yeah,
and not getting an answer and waiting days for something. Then you're either stalled in your studies or you're going on to something else, and then now you've got sort of one question or one problem. You've got four or five, right?
yeah, yeah. No, Steve, I really cherish what you just shared with me about CY being able to manage people's expectation, by responding promptly to any
Yeah,
inquiries,
absolutely.
answering phone calls, without any delay, and being able to create such an easy and user-friendly program.
Yeah,
Let's not forget how much you relish the educational videos.
yeah.
So why was it so much of fun watching those videos? I'm actually
Because
very curious.
Well, like I say, some were silly, and the characters that are used are all, cartoon characters for a lot of them. And like I say, it really jumped out. And I know I saw one clip of one of the coaches, Andre. He was talking about, when he was in school and how things were difficult to make it simple and be um, straightforward in layman's terms and even fun, make it a little bit fun. And that's what I found with these videos. Not only were they extremely helpful and made me knowledgeable, but they were actually enjoyable to sit and watch. You didn't, like I say, the old textbook fall on your face and going to sleep at night. These don't. They keep you entertained. They keep you wanting more. And I watched them over and over and over and over again especially if there were topics that I was having issues with. And I go back and watch them and go, oh yeah, that was silly. Like I say, the characters are quite, it's not, it's not dry. How's that? There's a good word for you. It's not a
Yep,
dry thing to sit in front of
yep.
and watch. Well,
So
exactly.
I absolutely agree with you on the videos. There's so much of material out there that you can't dismiss. The video is one of them.
Yep.
you also have, like you said, the customer service.
Absolutely. And their tech support is good too, because I had some glitches and it was on my end, but they helped me with it. And I couldn't get
Yep,
in one day. And I was up actually at my cottage and it was a rainy day. So it was a perfect day to sit and look at some of this. And I had some issues and they worked through it with me fairly quickly. And I got back online. So it was great. And
yep,
like I say, you've
yep,
got your videos and then you've got your practice quizzes and everything else. And you can
yep,
see where you went wrong. That's the big thing.
yep, yep,
When you're doing a quiz and okay, you got these ones wrong. Okay, so where did I go wrong? So they can go back and they look at it. So they not only give you the answer, but they explain the answer, which is huge.
yep. No, no, I'm with you. I want to share something with you before I let you go. So,
Yep.
I just recently passed one of my exam, and
Oh, good for you.
I'm already, thank you, and I'm already climbing on my next one. And I remember going on this brunch with my whole family. My mother-in-law was asking me basically, what do you got in your purse? And I said, well, that's my study guide for my next exam. She goes, well, you just passed it. I said, no, this is my next exam. And she's like, but you're here for a brunch and you have your study guide. So believe it or not, I carry more my study guides from CY in my purse or my luggage
Yep.
or in my
Yep.
carry-on more than anything else. And that itself speaks out loud how
Yep.
much you can just grab it and read it on the go.
Oh,
This is how
absolutely.
easy it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, I have my study materials here in my office and,
Yeah.
I reference them quite often. Like I say, especially if I'm getting something I don't deal with on a daily basis, it's like, oh yeah, I better
Yeah.
go back and take a quick peek. And I did the same kind of thing. I mean, I did my LLQP almost 2 years ago, and I passed it. And like I say, I was over the moon because, like I say, I hadn't been in school in quite a while. I'm not trying to age myself, but I haven't been in school for quite a while. So it was a new thing, but it was also a huge accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of the coaches, and I said, "Oh, this was great. I passed my LLQP, and they said, good for you and everything else. So what are you going to do now?" And I said, "I'm going to take a break." And the coach said to me, "I get it. I totally get it. You totally deserve it. But where are you going with your career?" And I said, "Well, I also want to get my mutual funds license." So the coach said to me, "Okay, well, think about this. You just finished doing this course. Yes, you're tired, but your brain is now in that mode of studying and learning."
Yes.
He said, "Take a couple of weeks off, and then I recommend you dive right in." And I went,
Yeah.
"Oh man, really? Like I just finished doing this." And he said, "Well, think about it because there is some material that's in the LQP that is also covered in the mutual funds
Yeah.
course." So I said, okay. And I dove right back in. And it was a year ago now that I passed my mutual funds course too. So in a
Oh,
matter of 8 months, I did both. Got my LQP
wow.
and then got my mutual funds license. So, my goal down the road is to eventually take the branch manager's course too, which is one that's offered through SeeWhy.
I love it. I love it.
So
Well,
that's kind of where I've gone. And I've recommended SeeWhy to several people, not only just in the industry that I'm in, but some of the other courses that are offered. So, I think their SeeWhy is continually growing and adding more courses to their
mhm.
portfolio. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So you're doing the same thing. Good for you. You keep the mind going and
that's right.
you'll eventually get to where you need to be.
That's right. No, you're absolutely right. Well, Steve, you just nailed it. I do want to say thank you. Thank you for your
Oh, my
time.
pleasure.
Thank you for
My
making the
pleasure.
time coming on this coffee chat and letting us know
Yep.
about your CY experience, for our
Absolutely.
listeners to
Absolutely.
actually, know that, hey, CY is here for a reason, bringing that awareness to all the students to use CY to be able to comprehend, pass your exam, and have this relationship with CY folks. I think it's just absolutely amazing. So I do want to thank you for your
Oh,
time.
you're welcome.
And I'm not
There's
going to take,
there's one thing to sum it up real quick, Miriam, is
yes.
without CY, where I was at, it would have been extremely difficult, I know, to have passed if I had to do it the standard way of, grabbing a textbook, reading the textbook, and go write an exam. You know, uh, doing a career change in midlife, yeah, there's no way. There's no,
Yeah.
I probably would have done it, but it would have been extremely difficult and it would have taken me a lot longer. I know for sure. So my hat's off to
Wow.
see.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for your
Oh, my
time.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank
I
you
enjoyed it.
so much for coming here and
Yeah.
giving us the opportunity to speak to you and to learn a little bit more about your experience with CY.
Oh,
I
my
will
pleasure.
not hold you back for too long because the weather is absolutely gorgeous. I will let
Yeah.
you enjoy that. But
Not a
thank you
problem.
once again for coming and giving us this whole speech about SeeWhy.
You're
You have a
welcome. And thank
pleasant day,
you.
Steve.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.